Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in the Wild podcast. We have so much to catch you up on today. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. Mallie, how are you?
Oh, I'm just so good. Thanks for asking so much. I'm just having a blast. I'm actually kind of in a really good mood to record right now. So,
Yeah, you're so chatty, and we'll talk about the day you've had in just a second. I feel like you've been so chatty tonight. But anyway, we'll talk about it in a second. The first thing we have to address, you guys might have noticed a bit of a rebrand happening on our Spotify page, on our YouTube page. Hopefully, it looks so much more beautiful. That's the goal we're going for.
so yeah, we are taking a photo that obviously Ruth Ann took, obviously,
Yep.
from my wedding, and we're kind of just rolling with it. The vibe that I get when I look at this photo is like early 2000s, friends, nostalgic film camera.
Me too.
And I love that vibe. There's not many more vibes I like than early 2000s Friends nostalgic film camera.
Those are all my favorite words. If I was a dog, I would be perking my ears up.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. So I'm really excited about it. Plus, like, first of all, our first, what's it called? Logo?
Cover?
Cover.
Mm-hmm.
It's so personal to
It
us.
is.
And I'm still obsessed with it. Like, that is what Friends in the Wild is.
Yeah.
And this one just feels more mature and like official.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like a little pep in my step, if you will.
I know. It feels a lot more mature, a lot more true to like us now. And the other one, our previous cover, I mean, we've been podcasting for 2 years, which is crazy, but that's like
Insane.
a, what am I looking for? Appropriate time to change your cover 2 years into a podcast. Um,
Yeah.
and I just feel like we're really gaining some momentum. We're like picking up some listeners. So that's kind of what we're also keeping in mind with this episode. If this is your first ever Friends in the Wild episode, please let us know. I'm literally begging you, leave a comment. You can leave comments on Spotify. You can leave comments on YouTube. Go to our Instagram and leave a comment. Leave like a, what should we have them leave?
Oh, you know how we did turtle on the first one? Let's do turtle
Let's
again.
do a
A little
turtle.
turtle emoji.
Yeah, leave a turtle. If it's your first time ever listening, please leave a turtle.
Um, I forgot what I was gonna say, but I will say it part like my heart kind of breaks to change it just a little bit, just because like the first one is just like so personal to me.
And, like, I feel like we're gonna look back on that and say, "That is so freaking 2024, like, January 2024
Yeah,
when we started this deal."
and you know what? Good. Like
Yeah,
that's when
absolutely.
time changes things.
It's like a relic.
Yeah,
It belongs to be in a museum. It deserves
yeah,
to be in a
and
museum.
it will always be the original, so it's not going anywhere.
I also wanna say, as I'm talking about, like, our podcast gaining momentum, blah, 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 I just wanna say something, and I was telling Mallie, I was like, "I wanna talk about the podcast on the podcast today, but I don't
And
wanna
I
tell
was
you."
I was gonna give a disclaimer to anyone, my father, who doesn't want to hear us talk about our podcast on our podcast. You might just want to skip a few seconds,
Yeah.
minutes, hours. This is our favorite topic, so
Yeah. And another thing is I always put in the recent episodes I have been putting timestamps of every single like topic that we go through. So if you are bored with something, just like go into the description and you can skip to the next part. Okay.
yeah,
And if you never want to hear our life updates, again, just go to the description and look.
just say you don't love us first of all, and
Yeah.
then you can
Yeah. I mean it's
be
like
on your merry way.
it is mostly life updates. So
And that is why we have a podcast. Let's talk more about why we have a podcast on our podcast and why we love our podcast.
so anyway, I just wanted to say that I feel like our podcast is literally so near and dear to my heart. I genuinely love coming on here and expressing my thoughts every week. I love the idea of like building a community around like the things that we love and people that are like us. I feel like there are a lot of people like us in the world. I really hate the phrase "I'm just a girl." Like I feel like I've said this on the podcast before, like I hate it because it implies that like you're just a girl. But in my brain, like being a girl is the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just girls in the way of, like, we are
Normal.
normal, basic, like but the thing about that is, like, it's not boring, like,
Yeah.
there's so many, like, intricacies in every single unique
Yeah.
person, but we still, like, love all of the same things. I don't know. My point
Like
in saying all of this sorry, go ahead.
I feel like when you listen to a podcast, first of all, it's so like, you may love them so much, but sometimes it's so hard to relate just due to lifestyle differences, like financial bracket differences and where they live, literally, like, their area they live in. It's
Yeah.
hard to relate to that because, I mean, they'll be living in LA or in, like, New York City, and we live in a tiny town
Oh,
in
actually,
Tennessee.
right now we live in 2 different tiny towns.
True, true. But we have, like, 0 relevance online. We
Yeah.
have no, like, monetary value coming out of this. It's just simply us trying to have fun, and I think that that kind of makes us a little more relatable, hopefully, and just a reminder that, like, normal people can also do it. You don't have to be, like, the biggest influencer in the world to do
Yeah, and
something
that's what
like
I was
this.
gonna say. We also go to work or
Yeah.
school, and, you know
I will unfortunately be punching that time clock.
but that's the thing, that's, like, the trope that people talk about with influencers, like, they start out being so relatable, and then they get a following, and then they quit their jobs, and then they're no longer relatable because you're not
My
going to
dream
work
date.
every day. You're not a nurse anymore, like, you're buying Miu Miu shoes that are, like, $17,000, as a
We can pray.
23-year-old girl, yeah, and we are hoping
Just a 20.
just so you guys know, like, that's our plan, like, is
Yeah,
what
we're cooking on it. We're
we're
just
hoping
trying to
on.
hook y'all in so we can flip up on you and skedoodle-oodle out of here.
Okay, no, actually, I'm trying to be authentic and
Sorry.
sincere right now. No,
I'm
it's not
sorry.
it's not your fault, it's just really hard for me.
You're like, "I'm gonna need you to leave."
If you could just,
You're
like,
holding me back.
sign out for a second.
Okay.
Um, no, but seriously, I love this podcast so much. I love the idea of building a community around it, and I'm tired of being nonchalant about it. I want to I want to pronounce, I wanna, like, scream it from the rooftops that I love doing this, and I want it to succeed. Like, I want to build it up and build a community around this because I love it so much. I love every, like, podcast okay, this is gonna sound really, like, chronically online, but, like, every podcast community that I'm in, like, I love listening to podcasts. I am a podcast fan, and, just, like, the idea of having our own space is so exciting to me. I heard that speech that Timothy Chalamet did where he was like, um, "I know people" okay, I can't speak. "I know people don't really say this." Hey, June. He was like "I know people don't really say this, but, like, I wanna be one of the greats. I'm striving for greatness." And not that, this is all that serious, like, he's trying to be a world famous actor, but I'm just tired of being nonchalant about things. Like, I want to produce something that is good and that we're proud of and have a community around it.
No, I definitely agree because, like, first of all, it is sometimes it's a bit jarring when your podcast gets brought up in public because, like I said, we are 2 very normal people. So, obviously, it's gonna be a little bit more of, like, a bigger news kind of in the sense of, like, a town you live in. But I think that just only good can come from it. I don't see how this is gonna negatively, like, affect us or the people around it. If we're just true to ourselves and, like, genuine, it's only in the past 2 years, it's only been, like, a staple of, like, conversation and friendship and relatability and laughter and just fun, like, me being stupid and not thinking of words or using the wrong words like the guillotine, and it's only
Classic.
provided, like, just funny, uplifting moments, so it's hard to imagine that this would I'm not saying, like, things can't happen, but it's in 2 years, all it has done is, like, positively impact our lives.
Yeah.
So and it's also, like, something that we can be proud of. It's
Yes.
something different that's not done a lot, and I think that that's something to be proud of. So,
I completely agree. And I'm just like, I'm glad that we started doing this 2 years ago.
I love how we every few months just have an update on how thankful we are that we started this
I know.
podcast.
That I really do feel that way. And I hope that the cover is like our new leaf, our
Yeah.
new life.
Yeah,
We're
I
getting
totally
baptized.
Oh, I am. My hand is currently in the middle of baptism.
You are drowning in June's saliva right now, yeah.
Yeah, which also, let's talk about how June chewed up my entire couch really quick.
Yeah.
But while I was gone to see you, also, I hope everyone enjoyed our Halloween episode. You know, you're welcome. Like that was truly an act of love from me.
It
That
was
was me. That's the only way I could say like I love having a podcast.
yeah.
You know, was to paint myself green. Stay tuned for the behind the scenes because there's going to be a TikTok that I'm cooking right now, and it's going to be a little bit diabolical, may I add. A little behind the scenes action.
A little BTS.
Okay, so if you're watching, you see this blue eyed beast on the screen. While I was gone to see Laura Grace, she's just reminding what you all look like, wanting you to see her. While I was gone to see Laura Grace, Colin was working. So June usually has like free range of the house because we don't want to keep her locked up since we are like our shifts are pretty long and stuff. I get some pictures and some phone calls from Colin. June must have had like a bout of separation anxiety. Chewed up my entire couch. Like there's not a cushion on my couch right now. I'm sitting on springs.
Really?
Well, I have a throw pillow under my honey.
Oh my god.
And this is like a pillow from Walmart. So my entire couch right now is at the reupholstery lady. She's gonna have to put new zippers on all of our cushions
Who's doing it? Can
except the
you
one.
say it?
May, I would assume it's Elkins.
Okay.
It's some people we know's grandmother.
Go
So,
to her for your upholstery.
yeah, she's apparently like one of the only upholstery ladies like in town. It's Goldie's sister who does all of our
Oh, okay.
dresses.
Mhm.
Yeah, her sister. She does furniture. Goldie does clothing. A little twofer, if you will. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there that I don't have a couch at the moment because June loves me too much and now she's being kennel trained and she's actually doing really well.
Yeah, when this happened, you guys know, like the podcast knows that I'm not as big of a dog fan as Mallie is.
Yeah.
And when this happened, I was like, Mallie, you have to put her in a kennel. I'm sorry. I know you don't want
No,
to. You have
but
to.
like she had really not been an issue before. Like she was fine out on her own. When we first got her, she had chewed up a pillow or two. But she had stopped for like
A
months
pillow or
and
two.
been fine. And then she just one day couldn't control it anymore. But she like goes in her kennel and she just lays down.
She needed that space. She needed
I
that all
really do
along.
think it provides like a comfort for her.
Yeah.
She just has like a little bit too much she needs a little bit of control. So
Yeah, she needs, like, structure. If there are cushions there, she's gonna chew them up, I
she's
fear.
gonna have to chew. The one I'm sitting on right now, she chewed up halfway. Like it's gotta go in the trash, but
Yeah.
I'm down to 2.5 now. So
She's just, like, she needs some structure in her life, and now she has it, and it's all good.
yeah. Yeah, we're good now.
Anything else about the
Anywho.
podcast itself? Breaking the fourth wall?
Well, I just want to personally thank you for all the work that you've been putting in on the podcast end.
Thank you.
You've been cooking on TikTok and yeah, like I just
Literally
appreciate you finally showing up after 2 years.
yeah. So many people in my I've been posting so many TikToks that so many people in my
We
real life
literally posted like 6 in one day the other day.
because it was the day after Halloween, and I was like, nobody's gonna wanna see Halloween
No, I
stuff
get it.
after today. Like, I just had to
Yeah.
empty all the Halloween stuff. But so many people in my real life that I don't even really know, like people I just go to school with and I like have their contact, so then it shows
Mhm.
our TikToks to them, have been talking about our TikToks, but everyone has all good things to say, and I've gotten to the point where I love it when people bring it up. I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I would love to talk about this."
Yeah, I'm hoping this rubs off some pride on not that I'm ashamed, but like it is a little bit shocking when people
Yeah.
bring it up. Cuz first of all, I'm like, "Oh, what dumb thing did I say this week?" You
Yeah.
know?
Well, and it's just this part of my life feels like so not disconnected, but
It does.
I act a very different way on this podcast than I do, like, in class, obviously. So these
Yeah.
people, like, don't know me like that at all.
Well, like we've said before, we're like in a vacuum where it's just me and you talking. And
Yes.
we talk like we do when we're just alone in your apartment. Like it's just me and you.
But then
So
do you
we
sorry, do you feel like sometimes we hit record and that's a different us, like that
yeah,
like, we
yeah, no,
can't
I agree.
we are dumber when we're recording. Do you think that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we
Me
could be lying
too.
right now. We're like, "Guys, we're literally so much smarter than this." It's
I
just a
swear
front.
I swear we are smarter than we seem on the podcast.
Yeah. No, I agree. Usually I can think of words, and usually I don't refer to the guillotine as a cup that holds water.
Usually.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. So Mallie has quite the life updates to share, and that's going to kind of go into our meat and potatoes, as we say, of this episode, which is just sort of the point in your life when things start amping up
Yeah,
and changing at a much more frequent rate. And I think that starts at like 18 and goes until you have your first kid or
for
something.
sure. For sure. I think it's definitely when you, like, decide what you're gonna do after high school.
Yeah.
Like, which path, because it really does affect, like, the entire trajectory of your life.
Mhm.
So, today was my first day at my new job, and boy, was it a day. Let's
Yeah.
just start with that. Um, First of all, if anyone is listening to this that came and let me inject them today, genuinely, thank you so much for coming. Also, little disclaimer, I might get emotional. Like, it's that time, guys.
Tell
You already
people
know.
what you're doing just in case it's their first ever episode.
Okay. But I just wanted to give a forewarning. You know, I'm just a girl who expresses her emotions through
Mhm.
tears. And I'm
Totally.
trying not to be ashamed of that because I hate publicly crying. It's the most humiliating thing a person could ever do in my eyes. So I hate myself. So I recently started my job as a nurse injector doing Botox, filler, IV infusions. We're gonna do weight loss shots, literally the whole nine, and only adding. I'm going tomorrow to get my microneedling certification, which is very exciting.
Yay.
So today was our first day, and we had our West Virginia clinic like fly down and kind of just spend the day showing like business models, and their injector helped me just like get in the groove of things. So first of all, it was just like such a surreal day because like in over like the past year of my life, literally like almost exactly a year, I went to my first job shadow of a nurse injector. And then I decided I was going to get my certification. And like, I remember I sent my application. I would love to know, probably like 20 different med spas, and never got an inch with anyone. In fact, I paid them to let me come watch them. So, like, and it was hard for me because I had only been working less than a year. It was hard for me to decide to invest in myself without immediate action on that. And my dad had actually really encouraged me to do it because he was like, you know, you're young, you're not married, and this will help you stand apart from someone else, like if you're already certified and stuff. So in January, I went and I got my certification, and then I kind of just, first of all, it was also just like such a God thing, the way that it all unfolded. Like, because I worked at the hospital, I met the doctor that I work for now, and genuinely, like, I could not have chosen a better physician, like, if I even tried, because he's just such a, like, a good person. Here we go. My allergies are acting up too, so it's gonna be even worse. But, like, and I mean, like, working at, and I still do work at the hospital, so, but working at the hospital has been just, like, such a learning curve and a trial at certain points in my life that truly the only reason I stayed was to stay in connection with him, and because I didn't want to like pass up on this opportunity. So the fact that today like was the first time that I was like, holy cow, like I'm doing this, you know, like it's actually, we've talked about it since January, and like it's been a serious thing since probably April. So to finally be open was just like I remember I was laying in bed last night and I was like, holy cow, like tomorrow is like the beginning of it all. And I'm just really so incredibly grateful for how it all worked out. With all this being said, it's definitely uncomfortable. But that's because, you know, the same thing as when I started my job at the hospital, I was terrified. And I was also, I do a whole different work there. Like it's life saving measures sometimes. And just like that, I'm like also feeling that kind of bit of uncomfortableness. But I think the difference in like what comes with age is like knowing that I need to be uncomfortable with all of this. Like I know that that's only going to make me better and that I feel like the spark to educate myself and to keep trying and to, get the clients that want the stuff that I'm uncomfortable with. And it makes me only want to be better. And I'm thankful for that. And it's also like, it's kind of fun to challenge yourself, even though in the moment you're like, I really don't want to do this. I know in the end I'll be so grateful. And you never hear success stories from where people just stayed comfortable.
Yeah.
They always had to go out and like put themselves on a limb and see if it works. And like this may not work out for me, but I'm beyond proud that I'm trying it and like doing it. And I'm just like, even in staying at the hospital and the waiting time, like I even grew more comfortable in that job and grew in that job. And I'm thankful that I still work there. It all just like really has worked out
Yeah.
in such a beautiful way, even though there was times where I would be literally in tears, like thinking that it was never gonna happen. I
Yeah.
was just gonna have to like try a whole new thing out in general because no one was gonna like give me a chance. So I'll shut up for a second and let you get a word in.
No, I love that. Yeah. I think that the whole story of like you meeting this doctor and, like applying in other places, but then it like never working out and now working out with like someone that you already know that you trust and that like you want to be in business, literally in business with, which is kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
I know.
No, it's like it's all worked out perfectly and it's completely like in God's timing. Like there's just no
Yeah.
other. Like that.
And that's what's so funny is like even before it was even really a topic, me and all the girls would always say, like if we had to work for any doctor, like it would be him. Like he's just such a he cares for the patients, but he also cares for us. Like he genuinely does in the hospital setting, like he cares about us and that's honestly kind of a rarity to
Yeah.
come across. So, I'm just super thankful like I said. And I am thankful to be uncomfortable because if I wasn't, it means I wouldn't be here.
Absolutely. And I'm a firm, firm, firm believer that you cannot get anything you want in life if you never step out of your comfort zone. Like you
Right.
literally have to. And I think you and I both, and like so many people our age, as we always say, it's like a very transient age, kind of like a lot of things are changing. And a lot of us want like big lives. And that
Yeah.
can like mean so many different things. Maybe like your big life is like, having like a beautiful family and children and like that's completely great. But like we have these like big ideas in our heads of like what we want our lives to look like and you really just can't get it no matter what it is if you are never uncomfortable. And
Right.
like anytime that I feel like I've been in a place where I'm not like stretching myself, I almost like feel my life. Like I
Just like passing by you.
yeah, it feels like life is passing you by. I always tell Ryan, he I like I am more take life by the reins than him and I'm always telling him to take life by the reins because like
Yeah.
if you're just like if you're doing the same routine every day, you are comfortable in your life. Like that's what it is and there's nothing else to it. Like you
And
really do have to change and stretch.
yeah. And maybe there will be a time in my life like once I've made that successful career or something, that like I'll be excited for the mundane of it all. I'll be
Yeah.
ready to slow down. But I think that you, especially like in your early adulthood, you've got to kind of push yourself. And an example that I was kind of talking to LG about, like, I think before Colin and I got married or even engaged, like, a part of that whole process for me was the fear of the change and like the fear of the challenge of like not living with my parents and not being around them as much. And that was definitely like a kind of like a, you have to take a step back and be like, my entire life is literally about to change. And even when we first got married, it was definitely like a struggle, not being married, but just the adjustment of it all. Like,
Mhm.
I think one of the first nights, like, both of our parents came over and I was like doing laundry or something, and they had all left, and like I was just back there being super quiet. And Colin came back there, and I was bawling my eyes out. I was like, "Yeah, but my parents just left me," and he was like, "You can go stay with them if you want." I was like, "Then how am I ever gonna get used to living here?"
Yeah.
So, but like, and now that we're a few months out, like it's so fun, and like I'm excited to make our house more of a home and like decorate for the holidays. And I don't know, like, and even just another example, sorry to keep blabbing, but when I was in nursing school, genuinely probably one of the most uncomfortable times of my life. You know, it was just just such a challenge. And I remember like doing skills when I would be at clinicals, like starting an IV or putting on sterile gloves or trying to put a catheter in or anything like that. And now, first of all, I remember the first time I did it on my own as a nurse, I was like, holy cow, I'm a nurse. And now, like, I'm teaching students how to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and that's something to be proud of. And I think that a important part of remembering the challenge is worth it is looking at times when you were personally challenged and came through it.
Yeah. And
So,
something my dad I'm glad I just remembered this. I don't remember what we were talking about, but the other day my dad said that you build confidence by overcoming adversity and, like,
yeah.
going through times where you are so severely terrified and uncomfortable and just figuring it out from there. That's literally how you build confidence in yourself to feel and that's what I said about my first year of law school too. Like, I did that and then I was like, "Oh, I can do I" you know, you
Yeah.
just
And
have
even,
that extra layer of confidence in yourself.
yeah, even today, as like the day progressed, I was like, I felt more confident after each and every appointment. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? First of all, this looks so different compared to my other job as a nurse. I'm still a nurse here and I'm still a
Like, it
nurse there.
it literally looks different. Like, the aesthetics of this job are
I actually put
so
makeup
different.
on for this job, guys. Come on now. Um, but it's also really beautiful to see two different sides of nursing.
Yeah.
Like it's really refreshing. But I don't know, it was just it was a really good day, and we were busy all day long. Like I was telling LG I sat down for maybe 10 minutes and that was to open a gift from my mom. And I'm not complaining at all. I'm extremely, extremely grateful. That people trust me, and I hope that this only grows from here. And personally, I just want to thank my parents and Colin for just pushing me to do it. So,
Yeah.
okay, goodbye.
Um, how long do you think it took you to be comfortable? I remember asking you when we were at the beach for your sort of bachelorette party with just me and you. Um, we were walking back to the
Why
house
did
and I
you have to add just me and you? Your
well,
bachelorette
because
party, just me and
well,
you.
because, I
Like,
was like
okay, she has no friends. Okay,
no,
we
you have other friends. That's why I said kinda because, like, they didn't get to go, so, like, it wasn't, like, fully
yeah.
bachelorette, you know what I mean? Kind of.
Like, oh, just kick you while you're down. No friends,
Sorry.
loser.
Anyway, I asked you if you were comfortable, like, doing your job now because it's so insane to me that anyone would ever feel comfortable, like, caring for people who were literally on their deathbeds, but you were like, "Yeah." Oh, you're like, "Oh, yeah." Like, it has become So
like
not easier, but, like, you've become more confident in
no,
it.
definitely. It's kind of like a saying, like, it takes you a year to feel like you're not gonna kill someone when you go in.
Okay.
Genuinely, that's so true.
You think
I
a
don't think
year?
that Oh, yeah. I don't think that I not even that I'm confident, because there's still areas that I wanna get better at them, and I wanna do better, but to not have pre-shift anxiety and to not cry when I'm going as we know, I'm a tearful person, guys, but there was a time when I would be so just, like, in a ball before every shift and just, like, a complete mess, and I think that it really was, like, the early beginning of this year that I began to be like, "You know what?" I would go to work and I'd be like, "I didn't feel bad coming to work today." And I was, so thankful for that feeling because it kept me going. But it is true, like, if you are a nurse and you're just starting out, the only thing I can say is just keep going. And also, like, bedside is not for everyone. So
Mhm.
if you have got to get out, get out. I don't care what people say. Like, everyone's like, "You need to stick it out for a year." There's no reason to put yourself as, like, the trade-in for happiness and
Yeah.
peace. Like, there's no to sacrifice yourself for that. There's plenty of other jobs. But if this is something you're determined to do, my only advice is just to stick with it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because I see Colin going through the same things that I went through, and I was like, there's no explanation for it. Like, I cannot tell you why you feel the way you feel, but I remember feeling exactly like that.
Yeah.
And the only thing that makes it better is just to get through it.
To keep
That's
going.
truly the only thing that, like, makes it better. And then one day you'll walk in and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm the charge nurse today."
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, "Okay, well, it's kind of like pee or get off the pot, for lack of better terms." And then when you do it, you're like, "Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought." I feel like this is such a heavily focused on me episode, and I'm really sorry.
No, I think
I'm
this
not
is
trying to
very
make it.
applicable, like, this is
And it's for any job.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm not saying nursing's the only hard job out there.
or anything that you're doing that's outside of your
Yeah.
comfort zone. I mean, obviously, nursing is like, bedside nursing is a very specific, very hard thing, like, you're dealing with people who are
Yeah.
dying, people who like, the family members of people who just died, like, I
Right.
can't imagine, and that's, like, a very specific thing, but I do think a lot of the principles, apply to so many different things.
Yeah.
Um, and I was gonna say something, but now I forgot. So
It's okay. And, I do enjoy having this conversation. I was actually having it today with someone at the clinic, who has a family member who's a new nurse. And I was telling her, just as a reminder to the medical field, when it gets hard and people are rude and you want to scream, just remember, like, this is the worst day of their lives too. Like,
mhm.
they don't want to be there just as much as you don't want to be there. And I have to remind myself of that. I'm by far not a perfect nurse, and I let my emotions get the best of me. But no one wants to be there, including you, probably. So just remember that, like, they probably haven't experienced this before, and this will be marked up as probably one of the worst days of their lives. So it's also
And
important to remember. And I feel like you can also relate to that. Like, the situations you're going to encounter in your job will probably be the worst situations of their lives. Like, needing a lawyer is
yeah,
not going to be a good
nobody ever wants to
settling.
need a lawyer. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, Also, though, I do think that nursing is, like, similar to teaching and that's, like, pretty thankless, but you do hear stories, like, every time someone's in the hospital for an extended period of time or, like, someone has a baby or whatever, that they're in the hospital for, you hear a lot that people, like, remember their nurses that they've had. They remember them years later, and they're, like, so grateful
Yeah.
for the care that they gave, like, their loved one or themselves, so I do think that, like, nursing is a good place to kind of, like, make an impact on people just with your
Oh, for
kindness.
sure. Like, and that's also one of the reasons I kind of don't want to leave the bedside is I do feel like I'm making a difference. Like, and
Mhm.
that's kind of a rarity in a job to feel it and sometimes see it. Like if someone actually, like even like your actual task you do at work, if someone lives through like a not probable outcome that they would, it's like, oh my gosh, like I had a hand in that.
Yeah.
So that's also, it's very rewarding in that sense. But even like today, I was talking to a client and I was like, this job is so different because everyone who came to me today came because they wanted to,
Yeah.
not because they were dying to,
Yeah.
not because they were literally dying to see me. They wanted to come. So that's like a whole different ball game. I was
Yeah.
like, this is so odd that, and I was like injecting people. I'm like, I'm sorry if this is hurting. And I was like, wait, you asked me to do this to you. So
Yeah.
why am I apologizing?
Yeah.
Like, you asked for this. So that is a different side. But I feel like I talk about just aspects of nursing a lot, but it is a huge aspect of my life. So I think that it's just going to have to, unfortunately, be a topic I discuss several times. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry if people
No,
get bored of it.
for sure. I mean,
But
it's our podcast, so that does seem to
good
happen.
thing this is my podcast and I can talk if I want.
Um,
But like even like future challenges that we're going to encounter, like when we do have children and buy homes and decide where we're going to live, like yes, it'll be scary, but it's also like kind of exciting to know that, to be challenged means that you're doing something right.
if people are right in saying that overcoming challenges is what builds confidence, um, I just have to say that once I have a kid, I will be the most confident person in the history of the world because I'm terrified.
Yeah,
I'm terrified to have a kid. I'm gonna do it. I love them. I want one that looks like me or someone I love.
that looks like me.
But I wanna have a couple kids get the whole block looking like you.
Yeah.
However, I'm completely petrified. I'm shaking in my boots years
No,
before
like
I'll
it's
ever
going to
get
be.
pregnant.
Yeah, it's going to be terrifying unfortunately. And like seeing what I've literally seen it happen
Yeah.
both ways. Both ways coming out both ways. I'm scared of both. C-section and the other.
Okay, yeah, I forgot the ways of giving birth.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm scared of both.
yeah.
When that surgeon lifted up that girl's ovaries and said, "Look, she's healthy," and put them back in her stomach, I said, "That's enough for me, pal. Put them back where they belong. They're not supposed to be out of the body right
Yeah.
now."
See, it was enough for me when she got actually, when they pulled out the scalpula or whatever they slice you with. What do they slice you with?
Scalpel, your scapula is your shoulder blade.
Medical
When they
versus
birthed
legal terms.
when they birthed her shoulder blade, I was like, "That's enough for me, pal."
What's it called? A scalpel.
A scalpel. Yeah.
Scalpel. When they pull
Scalpel.
out the scalpel, that is enough for me. I'm good there.
And they do it so quickly. They're like 30 seconds. All right, we're in. I'm
Just
like, you just cut through like 7 layers.
oh my gosh. Yeah,
But
so
it is epic.
after that, I'm hoping but then it's like, you think, "Oh, like, the high after giving birth will be so good." Postpartum depression.
Okay, I'm in a diaper. Do I look happy
Like
here? I'm in a diaper with pads, witch hazel everywhere.
and then
And now I'm depressed.
and then breastfeeding.
Yeah, mastitis.
And then
This is supposed to be a happy time.
and then my kid's biting my nipple.
And then they get an iPad and they're the most annoying human on the earth. And then they hit their preteen years.
And then they go to college, I'm depressed again.
Yeah, then they forget everything that I've done for them as if I didn't have to wear witch hazel pads
Yeah.
for them.
But then you get grandkids, and I hear that's pretty nice.
Well, I have to wait like 50 years for that.
Yeah, and then I'm hideous.
And then I die.
No, I think I okay, this is off topic slightly. I just said old people were hideous. I'm like so Pamela Anderson and even like just older women in my Pamela Anderson and also older women in my life. Um
She's so in your life right
have like I just feel so inspired by like a confident woman over the age of 50.
Yeah.
And I know so many of them and I'm so like honored to.
Yeah.
That's
No,
like
I get what you're saying.
they're just like they've done all this stuff. That's the thing. They've been uncomfortable so many times and figured it out, and now they're here talking to me, you know? And like I can
And
just like
birthed a child and
yeah. They've done all of this stuff that I'm so
yeah.
scared of.
And like and I hate to say this, but like even like they went through the challenge of loss. Like something that is
Yes.
so terrifying and you live to like smile and be happy again. Like it's just really really
No.
I don't know,
I mean,
it's also just so nice to know that like life like everyone is still full of life even to the very end.
yeah.
Like this is kind of off topic, but my mama is 89 and she'll be 90 in March. And like she literally just she's been a this is kind of funny, but she's been a member at the same church for I think like 77 years.
Whoa.
And she literally just joined our church. Like she's moving entire churches at 89 years old. And like it filled her with so much life to like, I don't know, she's like spiritually drawn that way. But to see her like so excited about something and wanting to be like involved and like just finding her groove and her comfort in that, like she's 89, you know, like there's still aspects that are so fulfilling and full of life even when you are elderly like that.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't know, it's kind of nice to and reassuring that like life isn't over when you retire.
Absolutely. Or
Honestly, that's probably the beginning. You don't have to work.
like if seriously, like I think about my just like my mother who, you know, has had 4 kids, has raised 4 kids.
Can
They've
I
all
mention naturally, please?
yeah, my mom never got an epidural. She's actually a superwoman. And we always say like now it's like on trend to be like all births are natural and it's so true. Like giving birth in any way is a feat. Like I'm
Oh yeah.
so impressed by you. However, my mother did it with 0 epidurals. I'm literally terrified. How did she do that? Anyway, that won't be my journey,
No, I'm
but
terrified also.
just know that was hers.
The
Anyway,
first
but
thing I'll be asking for is that epidural. I'm sorry.
yeah, I feel one
I'm
contraction,
weak.
put the needle in my back.
That's
I'm
one
ready.
challenge I won't be overcoming.
Yeah. No,
I'll be
actually,
overcoming with assistance. Thank you.
I do have to say, like, I'm intrigued by natural births. I might try, but I have no pain tolerance.
Yeah, like I think I'll go as long as I can. But the second it becomes inconvenient,
I
honey,
could see you
put that
doing it.
needle in my back.
I could see you doing it, I could not see me doing it.
Unfortunately, like, if you tell me I can't, I'm gonna try my very best to.
Yeah.
There's also certain people who would say it like, "Oh, you can't do this." I'd be like, "Oh, bet." Like,
Yeah.
double down. I'll invite you in the delivery room.
Anyway, I'm talking about my mom.
Sorry.
She this is about to take a really sad turn. Just like people who have lost their parents, people who are, like, still kicking, still, like, so joyful, and they have, like, experienced the death of their parents who they were so close with, who, like, literally they owe their life to. I just
Yeah.
like, that is inspiring, honestly, that,
Yeah.
like, you can that anyone can overcome that, you know?
No, for sure. And even like to that I agree, but like parents who've lost children,
Yeah.
like one person I will forever be in awe of is my sister in law, Kinsey, and her husband. Like they had a stillbirth last year, and the way they like handled themselves, she might listen to this. Sorry, Kinsey, but it's just like so admirable, and I don't know how they. I have no idea, but like I have so much respect and just like admiration for the two of them because that is and like couples we know have went through similar
Oh, yeah.
things and I just simply could not imagine but like knowing that like they can make it through and like I don't know it's a true testament to their strength and their
Mhm.
faith and like I couldn't be more proud of them honestly because that is a challenge like
Yeah.
of all challenges I feel like so I don't know. It's just, and like they are going to help so many people with their story and already
Yeah.
have. And I think that that's something to be very proud of. Sorry to make that. Well, you started it. So,
No, seriously though, like, I mean, we're talking about overcoming challenges of, like, figuring out how to operate in a new work setting, but, like, these people are and it'll probably I mean, like, certain losses will happen in our lives, like, if we're lucky enough to live that long, and
yeah.
it's just insane what, like, we can overcome not even
Yeah.
overcome, like, just kind of, like, what you
Just make
can
it through.
learn to live with, yeah,
Yeah.
and still experience, like, joy in your life, and that is a
Yeah.
testament to Jesus, I have to say.
And I think that it's also important to acknowledge challenges like we just did of people around us.
Yeah,
It's very reassuring, and it also helps the people who have gone through those things. I think
yeah,
to recognize their difficulty and just be like, "Yeah, and I'm so proud of you, like, you're doing amazing." It's
mhm,
nice, it's an encouragement for you and for them, so
for sure.
this is like we said we wanted to talk about something lighthearted, and, I fear this is exactly opposite,
Yeah,
but it's also been good.
I agree. One thing I remember what I was gonna say a few minutes ago, you were talking about how, like, these things are so hard to just figure out, like, just being a new nurse is so difficult, but how do you decide whether the difficulty that you're experiencing and, like, the emotions that you're feeling are saying, "This isn't for you," like, "Go somewhere else,"
Yeah,
or "Tough it out and you'll be better because of it." You know what I mean? I
yeah,
think that that distinction is so hard to
it
discern.
is. And I mean, there were times not only I was saying that to myself, but people around me were saying
I
that
was
to
saying
me.
that to you. I said,
Yeah,
"Quit your job. What are you doing?"
yeah, and, like, I'm not saying that I wasn't trying to, but, like, it really is just a testament to God, like, knowing the overall plan
Yeah,
and knowing what's best for your life. Like, literally, the scripture says, "Working everything for your good,"
yeah,
even when you're literally the blindest person in the world, it feels like. And just some things are just not in your control. And thank God, because if it would have been my plan, I would have screwed it all up. So I think that that's also kind of just such a pressure reliever is just knowing that at the end of the day you're only in control of what he'll let you be.
yeah. So,
So
my preacher here in Lexington preached a little bit on, like, that verse recently, and this is a little bit of an aside, but it was just interesting to me. He was saying that, um the God is the God of the entire universe, the entire world, not just your world. So, like, when he
yeah,
says he's gonna work all things together for good, it may not always look good
good
to
to you.
you. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and that is just, like, an exercise in humility and
Yeah. That's so funny. We kind of just talked about that in our Sunday school too. We were just talking about like being a good friend and a good neighbor. And we were reading scripture and basically we were talking about how sometimes the good is at your expense, like
Mhm.
of making you uncomfortable to reach out to someone or because it's easy to like if someone house like if their house burns down, it's easy to take them clothes and food. Like that's an easy kind gesture. And then there's other situations where you have to like kind of put yourself out there and your feelings might get hurt if you're rejected, but sometimes it's for the good of others. And that's just kind of like a weird feeling, like the good is sometimes not going to be the best feeling for you or
Yeah,
the best scenario for you.
and that's literally the same thing as the trend that's, like, basically going around on TikTok that's like, um, the cost of community is inconvenience. Like, you
Most certainly.
like, that's literally just the secular version of what we're saying, you know?
Yeah.
And it's funny how those things present themselves, like,
Yeah.
all like, we've heard that so many times through so many different avenues recently, so
Yeah. I mean, to be
anyway,
a good friend, you have to put yourself kind of at the expense of them
yeah.
sometimes. So, well, this has turned into a religious podcast.
Yep. We're
And you know
preaching
what?
today.
We don't really talk about this aspect of our life a ton, so
I
it's
know.
kind of fun to delve into because at the end of the day, it's actually such a big
Yeah.
aspect of our lives. So,
And that's that is my only answer about the, like, discernment question, because so many times in my life, I have been like, I feel like my instincts are telling me something. Like, I feel like I have a gut feeling about this. But then I'm
Yeah,
like, what if this is anxiety? And I just need to
exactly.
push past this and learn to deal with this because, like,
Mhm.
anxiety is a fact of life. Like, I'm going to have to deal with this
For
forever.
sure.
Is this something that I need to, like, remove myself from the situation, or am I going to be stronger because of it? That is, like,
Right.
so incredibly hard for me to figure out. And the only
Oh,
way
yeah.
that I can do it is, like, prayer.
Oh, for
And
sure.
just saying, like, "Let me have peace with this decision," or, like, "Remove it if it shouldn't be,"
Yeah.
whatever. So, yeah.
I mean, the exact prayer I prayed, I was like, "If I'm supposed to be at a different job, let it happen."
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But then
well,
sometimes I feel like you do have to make an action. Like, you have
oh,
to
yeah.
take life by the reins and do something because of your gut feeling or your anxiety, and
Yeah,
figuring out which one of those to act on or which one it is very hard. We
it
haven't figured it
is.
out yet. We'll let you know when we do, listeners.
Unfortunately, I fear that day may never come.
Yeah. Anything
But
else?
no, I've actually really enjoyed this. It's actually been a nice debrief today. Like today, I literally went to the bathroom to be alone for a second. So this has been a nice way to like kind of summarize all my thoughts, and I'm glad we had this conversation on this day for me to look back on. It's
Yeah.
been like a nice little mile marker in my life for
We
sure.
always say this is our podcast diary, so
Yeah, definitely one of the bigger chapters for
I
me.
feel like, and tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like you have been, like, energized by all the people you've been around today, and you're usually not. You're usually, like, more introverted.
Which is so shocking because I did not sleep. I was like, my social battery is gonna be drained. But I also think that whenever you're around like unfamiliar people, like
Mhm.
I didn't know anyone from those other clinics all day long, whenever you get around familiar people, it's like,
Yeah.
and then it's word vomit. And I
Yes.
fear that's what I've done. It's just word vomit.
That
But
makes sense. Do you feel like so you don't think you've been more extroverted today? I mean, like,
no, I do.
okay.
Oh, yeah. That's also part what's so funny when I job shadowed, the girl was like, "Sometimes I'm just like, go home and sit in silence." And today, after my last appointment, I was like, "I get what she meant. I
Yeah.
get it." Like, it is, that's a different aspect I'm having to learn, and I feel like it only makes me kinder and a better person.
Mhm.
So,
That's what I always think
I'm
about.
excited to enter my kind era.
Mally's gonna start being nice, everyone.
Yeah.
Um,
Woo!
that's what
Maybe I'll stop crying and be nice.
I always think that about, like, hairdressers, people who do nails
Mhm.
for a living. Like, people think that lawyers talk for a living. No, those people talk for a living. You're
Yeah, I'm gonna
talking,
have
it's just small talk all day.
exactly. I'm gonna have to get good at small talk.
Yeah.
If you came and saw me, let me know how I did with my small talk.
I feel like you're good at it though because, like I was saying, like, we're kinda basic girls. You have something you can talk about with everybody. Taylor Swift,
Yeah, so they can
nothing
shame her.
else is
And then
coming
I
to
run out. Sometimes the weather,
Yeah.
maybe.
The fact that you have a
And then
podcast,
yeah.
you're like, "I'm not bringing that one up."
I'm warming up on that one, okay? I'm working
Okay,
on it.
great.
Anything else you need to add?
I wanna just share one life update.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, a little bit about you
I
at minute 55.
yeah, I've been thinking that I might share more of my, like, boring life updates at the end of the podcast starting now.
That's kind.
Yeah. And this one is for sure boring. I have started making sourdough.
I'm not bored by that in the slightest. I'm really excited for that,
I'm
actually.
excited for you to try it. I'm afraid it is completely delicious.
Are you coming home this weekend?
I am coming home on, not to, like, share my schedule, but
No, I need to know.
I'm coming home
Like,
on Friday, I'm going to Knoxville on Saturday, and then leaving. I told you this because you're going to your training. We've already discussed this, but it's
on
okay.
Friday. And then you made plans on Saturday without me.
No, Incorrect. That's the only reason I'm coming home is because I'm going to Kennedy's bridal shower on Saturday.
I knew that.
Yeah, you did.
I gotta work on being kind. I'm only having mean thoughts.
Yeah, your small talk right now sucks, just so you know.
Well, my battery's dead, okay?
Oh, here are some good small talk questions. I've gotten good at, like, passing people in the hallway and saying these things. How was your weekend? Any plans for
Ooh.
the weekend? What are you doing after school today? Are you watching Dancing with the Stars? There's always something, you know?
Yeah. You could probably think of something for
Yeah,
everyone.
sure.
Yeah, like how's your 401k doing?
How much money do you have in the bank?
What's your biggest investment? What's the biggest challenge you've gone through?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we hope that you have enjoyed and hopefully that this has been relatable. Maybe it was just us sharing a part of our lives that we'll look back on in 20 years
No,
and maybe you can relate.
we've bounced around so much that surely there's something in
Surely
here
you can
that
relate
you
to
relate
something.
to. Yeah.
But it's kind of a switch up from last week from when I was green
Yeah.
because this week I'm just normal.
Yeah.
But we hope you enjoyed, and we're excited to enter the holiday season and all the episodes that will come from that. So stay tuned, enjoy our new cover photo, and we will see you next time. See ya, love ya. Bye.